Seen the video, everybody got so excited about it, and I had to dig and I had to ask, and here we have it. Stoked to meet with Kai here for a second. And yeah, I mean, you and Connor putting it out there, the video, and everybody's like, oh my gosh, is it 2012?
Yeah.
So what was going on there?
You know, it was a full flashback to when we were competitively racing, and, you know, Connor and I grew up together. So we've been, you know, competing against each other for a long time. So when we weren't competing against each other the last couple of years, it was like kind of strange. And, you know, both Connor and I linked back up, and we were just going down there to shoot some GoPro stuff just to make some content. And then, you know, of course, once we start paddling, we start feeling a little more competitive. And, you know, he's still such a beast. And it brought me back to those memories of the Battle of the Paddle, to the APP World Tour, to all the channel crossings we did. And, you know, it's fun when you're on a tour and you're constantly battling. And, you know, the only person I cared about beating back in the day was Connor. And I'm sure he wanted to beat me just as bad. So it just, you know, I want to definitely do some more paddling, but I think I need some more training. I haven't been doing a whole lot of it.
Of course. Any kind of standout memory that you have from those days, standing out race?
All the standout memories were like, I think, you know, of course the channel race, because that was like Molokai to Oahu was such a big race for us in Hawaii. And I think it was just such a challenge. And it was the one that hurt the most probably, because it was the longest distance that I did, 32 miles, but it was big swells, it was technical. And, you know, we were in the middle of the ocean, you end up right next to one another, and you're just going back and forth, and, you know, keeping our boards secret from one another. And it was just so fun. And then of course the APP World Tour, when we were finishing at Turtle Bay, it just was like such a fun race. And it was always coming down to the world title, to the last race. And I felt like I was always pretty comfortable coming to the last race. And I would say Connor usually dominated the first half, and then I would gain momentum the second half, and we'd be pretty evenly matched. And, you know, I would say most of the time I would take him at Turtle Bay. I don't know, it was just maybe my race. And then, of course, you know, I think when he won the 2011 Battle of the Paddle, that got me really fired up to like push hard and wanted to win it. I ended up getting second 2012, and then winning the next 2 years. And that was like, the Battle of Paddle was like our Super Bowl, because everyone was there. There was so many people paddling. It felt like it meant something. And just to win the technical race was like, felt like such an achievement. It's such a weight off the shoulders.
I mean, hello, those Battle of the Paddle days and the Turtle Bay, great memories, great events, so much excitement, so many good pictures. I still go through some pictures sometimes with the waves and the buoys are getting taken out and all of that. Those were kind of like the cool days, I think. And on that note, it's like, what was actually the very last race that you paddled?
The last race that I paddled, I don't even know if I don't remember really. It might have been London. When I went, I won the sprint somehow, and I didn't do very good in the long distance, but I knew that I hadn't trained, because it was like, I was sort of transitioning to doing more big wave surfing and traveling for that. And I just remember like working, okay, I'm not going to probably do well in the long distance, because that takes like a huge sort of training plan and hours of just paddling in a straight line. And I was like, with the sprints, if I get my cardio up enough and I can hold these guys off for a couple of minutes, I think I can win. And I remember winning that one, and it was such a good feeling, because I hadn't won a race in a little bit before that. And you know, I keep thinking about it. I had so much fun, but I have to tell you what, like all the sports that I do on earth, I think stand-up paddling, to be at the top level in terms of like fitness, is the most critical. Like there's no sport I've done where it exhausts me the way it does. Like every fiber of my body is like, you're pushing, and your cardio and your lungs are burning. And it's also the best training that I could have ever done for big wave surfing. So I want to like do more of it. And, you know, if I feel trained, I'll enter races. But most importantly, now it's like the ultimate big wave training. So speaking of entering races, hypothetical scenario for Kai would say, yes, this is really like, what about like, say it is Olympic and we have a clear path of qualifying for an Olympic. Would that entice you? I think what would entice me if there was like the possibility of the Olympics is I might, you know, focus on the sprints more than anything. That was always my strong suit in paddling. I would hang on for the long distances. But you know, sprinting, I feel like at my best, I can beat anyone in the world. Even now, it just would require actually training for it. But that being said, everyone's gotten a lot faster since I've been gone, and you know, I figure though if they can get faster, so can I. And it takes you know, having these rivalries, especially when I had the rivalry with Connor, he pushed me to get so much faster than I could have ever become on my own. And so, you know, I don't know if even if the Olympic thing happened, I don't know if I would do it necessarily. I'd have to like think about it. But you know, I love the sport of stand-up paddling so much, and I'm really eager to like do more of it just recreationally, from you know, just paddling to surfing to big wave stuff. And I just hope that we can get back to the way it sort of was, you know, with the Battle of Paddles and stuff, and like
need one of those.
Kind of grow it back up. But you know, like all sports, it goes in waves, you know. And I think we're at a lower point now, but you know, it's so accessible and so fun that I think as soon as we make it all fun again, it'll come right back up.
Well, there you have it. And lastly, where's the next big southern hemi you're having your eyes on? Just real quick, and people know what's going to happen.
I think my eyes are on Tahiti and Cloudbreak for sure.
Okay.
It was just a swell like Cloudbreak, but it wasn't going to be quite big enough, and I had a little bit of a conflict. So looking at the second half of summer, I'm really keeping an eye for there, Mexico. You know, trying to stick to the Pacific area. I'd love to go down to like a Shipsterns Bluff or something, but that's more of an early season type spot. But yeah, there's a lot to look forward to, and you know, truly not enough time in the day.
Yeah, isn't that the truth? Thank you so much, Kai.
Okay, thanks, Mike.